Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name's Stylosa and you're watching Unit Lost, oh baby, yeah. So, let's talk about the Humble Origin Bundle. Now, I've been seeing quite a few people moaning about this. I don't understand why you would moan about getting so many awesome games. It's such a ridiculously cheap price. However, let's just talk about this bundle and what it exactly is. Well, I'll explain what it is. So, I think this is by far the most generous thing I've ever seen a major publisher do. I can't even come up with an example of any other of the major publishers doing anything like this. I mean, this is maybe you could say this is quite groundbreaking, because to be honest, I never expected this. It came totally out of the blue. So, what exactly is the Humble Origin Bundle? Well, let me just explain what the Humble Bundle is. Usually, when it first started, it was the Humble Indie Bundle, and it offered a pack of indie games for a really cheap price, and you could decide where the money would go to. Would it go to the guys behind the Humble website? Would it go to the developers of a certain game? Would it go to a certain charity? Things like that. Well, over the years, it's kind of evolved, and it does these really big promotions with, I think it did a THQ promotion quite recently when THQ was going bankrupt, so they needed to raise money, which was quite good for gamers because it meant you could get a load of pretty good games at a really cheap price. And now we've got EA with the Humble Origin Bundle. So, what do you actually get? Well, they're offering you Dead Space, Burnout Paradise, Crysis 2, Mirror's Edge, Dead Space 3, and Medal of Honor for pay what you want. That means you could essentially pay $1, that's $1 ladies and gentlemen, and get all of those games. Dead Space 3, I paid 30 quid for that. That's like $45, $50 not that long ago. What the hell? It's quite the deal. Of course, you could pay more if you wanted to, but that is the minimum you would have to pay for those games. But if you beat the average, which at the time of recording this video is $4.70, allow me to try that again, $4.74, you also get Battlefield 3 and The Sims, plus some other Sims starter stuff. So that's quite the deal, ladies and gentlemen. But the very, very best thing about all of this is EA gets none of the money. All of the money goes to charity. All of it goes to charity. All of the money goes to charity. Okay, you can opt to give a bit of cash to the Humble guys if you want, but all of the money goes to charity. None of it goes to EA. So if you've got some sort of an issue with giving money to EA, you're not even giving money to EA. They're giving you games and you're giving money to charity. What kind of... an amazing deal. So, this leads me to my question, and it's a question I have to ask. Why are people deciding to boycott this fantastic deal? Imagine if this was Valve, offering up loads of its titles. What do you think the internet would say then? Well, let me tell you, I know what they'd say. They'd practically be pissing themselves, showering praise all over Big Bad Gaming. So, why do they have a problem with this EA deal? Is it because it's EA? Let's be honest here. Even the current average price of $4.74, which again is at the time of this recording, Mirror's Edge is worth that on its own. I mean, hell, Battlefield 3 is worth it. Dead Space 1 and 3, they're worth that easily. You can see where I'm going here. I mean, I could literally say every game is worth the price of the complete bundle if you pay over the average. You're getting a lot of games, people, for practically nothing. Now, the only thing I can think of is these so-called haters. I think they just see this as a blatant marketing stunt by EA to get people to install Origin. And that's what it is. Let's not beat around the bush. That is exactly what this is. But in the middle of all of that, charity benefits, and you get a load of games. So, I kind of fail to see where the problem is. Origin itself, okay, Origin started off and it was pretty dodgy, you know, it had all the problems with the privacy and stuff like that. Origin is not that bad. Okay, I mean, it's practically the same as Steam. It's just, it isn't made by Valve, so everybody's not singing and dancing about it being the best thing they've ever seen since sliced bread, ladies and gentlemen. But you are getting a load of games. And by the way, some of these games actually register on Steam as well, but obviously some don't. Like Battlefield 3 doesn't. You'd have to obviously use Origin for that. EA, you pay, let's just say you pay $5, let's round it up. You get all of these games, you install Origin, you install these games. Well, you've got quite a lot of stuff there for $5, ladies and gentlemen. I don't see what the problem is. I literally cannot see what the problem is. It is a marketing move. It's a marketing strategy. That is blatant. But why would you get so hung up on it? You are literally getting a load of games for it. Everybody wins. EA wins because you install Origin. You win because you get loads and loads of games. And most of all, charity wins because they get all the money. I mean, you imagine if EA opened Origin with this type of deal. Would everybody be moaning about Origin then? I don't think so. There would have been, we cannot resist this. It is so cheap. I mean, let's go back in time, ladies and gentlemen, to Steam. Back in 2006, Steam comes out. Everybody moaned about Steam, if I do remember rightly then. Steam this, Steam that, over expensive. Games were, well, like I said, games were really, really expensive at the time. Why do we have to pay the same price? It's retail, it's digital, I'm not getting a box. Loads of arguments, loads and loads of arguments against it, but look at it now. Valve can basically do no wrong in the eyes of practically everybody who games on PCs. And I guess Linux and Macs to some extent, but mainly PCs because we are, you know, the master race, good lord. So ladies and gentlemen, this is my message. Buy the Humble Origin bundle. It's the best single gaming deal I've seen all year. So, you know, what's the problem if you have to install Origin? You are getting loads and loads of fantastic games. You know, Dead Space, that's pretty good. Dead Space 3 is kind of okay. Mirror's Edge, that's pretty good. Paradise, Burnout, whatever, I don't know, I've not played it, but it's a racing game. If you like that, then you'll love it. Crysis 2, to be fair, I kind of like Crysis 2. Battlefield 3, okay, Battlefield 4 is coming out pretty soon, but Battlefield 3 is still a pretty solid game, and at that price, everybody should buy it. I mean, it's just literally worth that. And The Sims, well, The Sims is The Sims, and I'm not going to talk about The Sims, ladies and gentlemen. Oh dear. So, my message, my final message is buy. I've been Stylosa, ladies and gentlemen. If you like the video, well then like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you buy the Humble Origin bundle, because you're supporting charity, getting loads of games. So what if you've got to install Origin? Who really gives a shit? I don't. I'll catch you next time, people. Toodaloo.